Welcome, people of the World Wide Web. So it's the weekend, and what have I got for you today? As a title would assume, it's a movie review of the film Dumb Money. So yeah, I'd seen the trailer for this probably about a month ago in another movie. Hadn't really even heard of it outside of that. Looked quite interesting. Um, had my mate along for the ride for a change. He hasn't been to the cinema in years, and he decided to come and join me. So that was quite fun. And yeah, let's get into it. So people who don't know, this is loosely based off true events. There is no clear definition of what I've seen from the side of what actually, like, the overall story is based, but how much of the little individual components and actors and actresses is true is hard to tell. But anyway, that's how movies work, as most of you will know. So this follows the story of Paul Dano's character. He is a young lad out of college for a few years, trying to get a job, and he basically gets into the stock market of how it works. He streams online a little bit and basically he decides to take an interest in GameStop. He sees from his data that the stock market for GameStop has been undervalued, that the big hedge funds that kind of push the market down and try to get rid of leases so they can make loads of money. Paul Dano's character feels it's being undervalued, and he basically petitions that, we should all be getting into this, and starts a worldwide phenomenon where loads of people get behind it. It increases the GameStop massively, going to hundreds of pounds or dollars, per stock. This causes the hedge fund to lose billions, and leads to a court case and stuff. I'm not going to go too much in between that, but that's about it. It is a very fun, enjoyable and exciting movie to watch. You learn a little bit as you go along. It is interesting to, from not only the mindset of Paul Dano's character, but you get to meet a lot of other characters who invest and what they go through. Now, it doesn't state of how realistic these other characters are. You just have to take it on that there probably are people out there like this. But overall, I say it was a really good watch. I did thoroughly enjoy it. So we'll bang the spoiler wall up so I can go a bit more into detail. And anybody who has got to this point, there's nothing after the credits or anything like that because it's based on true events. So just go in, watch it, credits come up, off you go. And then come back to this video if you want to and see all the stuff you missed and if you agree or disagree with me. Anyway, so as I said, so we have Paul Dano character. This is the main viewpoint of him, and obviously you do meet his family, so his mum and his dad and his wife and his brother, played by Pete Davidson. I didn't mind Pete Davidson in this. He's a bit of give him or you can give or take him. He's all right in this. He plays the same sort of character. It is what it is. But anyway, Paul Dano I did really like. I have quite liked him from quite a long time ago. He was in a film, a very small part in a film a very long time ago with Angelina Jolie and Ethan Hawke, and I can never remember that. If you do, put it down in the comments below. And from that, I thought he was quite good. I think he's in The Girl Next Door as well. And there's a few of a bit like that kind of kicked off his career. But I love he's coming into his own. I did like him in The Batman as the Riddler and stuff. I did quite like him in Fableman as well. But anyway, so it's his character of basically doing the stock market. He does streaming online. And it obviously it's like a trend. It picks up a wave. People start investing their money. A lot of people who don't have a lot of money, who have debt and stuff, are using the little money they have because they see this bloke and they think, oh, it's a good idea. And it basically rolls around the point that most people couldn't get into the stock exchange. I believe, and I say I don't know too much. I'm only taking what I can from the movie. That it was very hard to get into it until this company was created, Robinhood, and that was a company that people could use to sign on, and then there was stuff involved behind the scenes that they would earn some money. But anyway, they were kind of helped people to get on the stock market and that with their money. And this is kind of, they play a pivotal role, and then obviously as the GameStop shares skyrocket, the billionaires are obviously then suffering millions and billions literally of losses, and this ends basically in a massive lawsuit where they all have to go before Congress in their own one. You can see a lot of the higher up government stuff. It is viewed that they are not shown in a very good light. In very much way, it's kind of like a casino. The house will always win, and this is kind of where the stock exchange, I think, has kind of been monopolised a little bit from only what I've interpreted. I don't know the ins and outs of the stock exchange, so I'm only theorising here. Anyway, it goes on that they did a court case. Everyone says their bit, and then you get spiel underneath that basically I said that was the only disappointing for me in the film, is the kind of the very end. Like, this story is obviously a worthwhile cause. It shows that people come together, and people don't sell their shares. They keep it on. They keep the stock. They keep the market up. That rich people who are only just getting richer are actually losing a lot of money. Poor people who actually need the money are the ones kind of making it. Even though if they don't sell their shares, they don't end up with the money. And this is where I think a lot of people didn't, or still haven't, from what the story portrays. The court case ended. No one got charged. All these stuff was leaked and afterwards, and shows that obviously people were doing stuff behind the scenes that they shouldn't have been done, and companies were changed. To say, I'm not going to go into too much because I don't want to ruin the film for it, because these are the kind of pivotal points. But there was some backhanded stuff that was done, which was very underhanded. But it just shows that big, powerful governments, it went to the court and no one got anything to do with it. It's just like how, there was obviously stuff leaked that people were doing what they shouldn't have been doing, and they should have been penalised for it, and they weren't. And that's the only kind of thing that kind of let me down in this. Movies, whether it's a good ending or a bad ending, I do like that it's, it is a worthwhile cause. People got to it. And Paul Dano's case, I assume he's still petitioning. He's kind of retreated from normal life, people have said. So I think of this, maybe all the pressure of being sued and stuff. But I mean, he was worth millions and millions, and I don't know. He never says if he cashed them out. Hopefully he did, so his family at least can live a, a good life. And hopefully a lot of people did cash out on that and aren't worse off for being in this, because it's one of those things of, you learn about the stock market that everybody puts all their money in and it's massive, but it all depends on when those people sell. And unless everyone sold at the exact same time, it's going to sell at different points to drop down, and people will lose money. And this is the thing, that if you go into the stock exchange, it's always a gamble. Like I said, there will be people who will probably come out quite on top, but it's probably majority of people are going to lose money, and that's the harsh reality of things. But anyway, it is a really good film. I say, the actors and the story and how it's written and how it's portrayed, and all the different Seth Rogen and everybody. I did really like it. I think it was a good casting. I say, it just is a shame that the real life events after it and the very end bits aren't the most happy ending. It would have been nice for Congress and stuff to have actually done something to show, you're doing this, you need to be penalised for it. But it is what it is. So I'm going to give it a 7 out of 10. For Dumb Money. Hopefully you've enjoyed this movie review of the movie Dumb Money. Please like, comment and subscribe if you wish to. Otherwise, stay safe, have a nice rest of the weekend, and I shall see you in next week's video.